8th, I'm inside of cloud nine. Window down, head blowing in the breeze, it's a vibe.
Being from Jersey, do you think that Jersey has like a specific sound when it comes to like music specifically, or do you think it's kind of just like kind of a branch off of just like the New York sound and kind of which is around it?
I think Jersey is like pretty much like a big like melting pot of music. Obviously me being part of the rap community and hip hop community, it does have more of a specific sound that is more popular than some other genres of hip hop, because we're in 2025, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of subgenres of rap and hip hop now. So, the Jersey club rap and drill is really popular over here in the North Jersey area, you know and it's I got respect for that. They turn up to that stuff, and I like a lot. I like some of it. I don't personally make it. Like I've hopped on a couple of like drill. Uh, I guess you could say I got some drill hi hats and
Yeah.
some of my upcoming music and some Jersey club stuff, but it's not like my main thing. Yeah, but there is definitely a specific sound. It depends where you're at in Jersey. It's a big state as far as music goes. There's the Jersey club, the drill, and then you have lyricist, and you have like some bands, some rock bands and stuff, and that's
Absolutely.
really popular down the shore.
Okay, for sure, for sure. But around you, it was mostly like kind of Jersey club, kind of drill, that type of sound. I fuck with
Yeah,
that.
that got really popular over the last couple of years for sure.
So
It wasn't always like that, but yeah, now it is because it's just like that sound is like trending.
I got you. So
Yeah.
when you were growing up, kind of what was the sound like growing up? Because did you grow up in Jersey or were you just
Yeah.
born in Jersey?
Yep, yeah, I grew up
What was
there.
the sound like? What were you listening to a lot while you were growing up?
I mean, I didn't start making music until like, you know, 6 years ago now, roughly. Um, Growing up, it was a lot of Lil Wayne, man. He was really popular over here. That's what a lot of people were listening to when I was growing up. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
a big fan of Wayne and Dipset.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, bro. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of the two.
When I tried my first studio in 2019, I got addicted to it. It was just like the process of making music, the watching my engineer do his thing, and it was addicting, man. And I'm the person that like just wants to get better. Like even today, like every time I touch the studio, like if I have a bad day in the studio, which definitely happens, like I feel like people don't know that enough.
What made you say like, yeah, rap is what I'm gonna do? Like this is where I see myself going for the future.
I love music in general. I love rap music. I love just like stories of how like you portray yourself or artists portray themselves through rap music and just rhyming and having words connect. And it's just like I love that feeling of someone being like, "Ooh, shit." You know what I'm saying? Like I just love that. You know what I'm saying? Or like just evoking emotions out of people. I want to change people's lives, like and make their day better if they listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not the only one going through this, or going through a breakup, or you're on top of the world one day. You know what I'm saying? Like I want people to feel that.
I want to talk about one of your songs, "Let's Link." That hit a moment. What was happening in that moment? What really caused that song to kind of blow up?
From 2019 to 2021 when that came out, I don't think I had a song of that magnitude at that point. Like just like a straight up like party beat, like kind of go stupid too, and just have like, Shawty put her ass in my lap. You know what I'm saying? Just like like just a fun song. And then we did a video where I went to college and I had a couple of my football teammates be in it. So I think that kind of just like was just showing like a different side of me for the first time. And because up until that point I had a lot of like, I had some hard stuff, but I didn't have anything you could really like party to, I feel like. So, that was like something you could put on at a party. And then doing that live is also fun as hell.
What has been the hardest part about being an artist for you?
I'll know when to like just have like a true rap song of bars versus making a song. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like I don't need to hit someone with the craziest punchline every single time and like have this pressure to have the hardest 16 bar verse of all time. Like if you listen to my catalog, you'll hear some of the what I think very hard bars, very clever lines, a lot of stuff like songs like Same Energy. Yeah, man, like I've come up with like clever bars for years, and now it's like people have definitely noticed it, but now I just want to like kind of like make like really good songs.
You've been going off in the year 2025 in terms of singles, in terms of just releasing music. Specifically in May. May was like your biggest month. You were dropping almost like every week, it seemed like in May. Can you kind of tell me about why May? What was going on in May that made you like release so many different singles?
Yeah, so that was like an experiment month actually. I'm happy you picked up on that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so I was just looking into like, some of the stuff on Spotify and different like websites and stuff, and like they're saying that now like, you got to treat like these platforms like their social media. And you got to be dropping constantly. You got to be like, to get to break the algorithm.
The
It's like
algorithm. Yeah.
yeah, it's like posting on TikTok. It's, you got to people are on there posting 5 times a day to break through. Same with Instagram and if you want to add Facebook in there too. But like I was reading and they're like, yo, if you want to try and get on some playlists on Spotify, like you need to be dropping constantly. So I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a try.
So would you say that that's like an idea that you would kind of want to go back to, or something that you kind of want to modify a little bit more and kind of like tweak a little bit more before it's yours?
It's definitely something I might try again, but I'm also now trying with Let's Ride like a little bit more of a post rollout than kind of just like ditching that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I think what you're doing is great, especially with Let's Ride. Yeah, it's fire.
I've always get like nervous about like overkilling something because I'm like that type where it's just like, I put it out and I've always done like music videos. I was thinking about it this morning. Like I've always done like a semi decent budget music video where it's like, we're doing locations, we're having people come in and like doing some crazy stuff and it's like expensive. So I'd only do one piece of content for it. But now it's like since I'm kind of like more indulged in the short form, I'm
Mhm.
kind of just like, I have 20 pieces of short form content for Let's Ride. So I'm kind of just like spreading it out over this past month.
Let's Ride Visualizer released yesterday, actually, on Instagram at least. So talk to me a little bit about what that filming process was like.
Oh yeah, that was fun, man. That was a good time. That was Grant Lake shot that. He's like a videographer I've been working with for one of the videographers I've been working with for like, since I started. We drove to Seaside. He has like one of those like car mounts. So like he put it on the side of the car. It's crazy because you have a really expensive camera just like hanging on the side of a car. But it stayed strong, and we were just driving around. I had Karina, who's an artist, and she also does some modeling for music videos and stuff. She came through, played the girl, and it was just a good night, man.
You have a quote in your Instagram bio that says, "I ain't where I want to be, but I'm far from where I started." Can you kind of talk to me about what that quote means to you and why it was so important for you to show that to your fans?
People are scared to start things from the bottom. A lot of people don't even start because they realize how much work it is, or maybe they're not. They're like, oh, this isn't as easy as I thought it was. So it's like, when I made In the Dark, it was like 2020 or something like that. I was looking back at all the things I had done when I started in 2019, and I'm like, yo, like I'm not where I want to be, but I'm far from where my first song was. I'm far from my first studio session. I'm growing. I could see the growth. You know what I mean? And that's like the most important thing that I want people to know is because like, hey, if like you just stick at something, you keep growing, grow and you grow, and you look back, and then one day you're like, yo, like, wow, like I am really far from where I started, but there's a few more miles to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you just never like, one of the things about football is like they say like once you arrive, the journey is over. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to stay on the journey as long as you can. When you arrive, it's to your destination. It's like it's pretty much over. So you always got to be pushing the needle and driving that car for as long as you can before you arrive.
You call your fans the Jets.
Yeah.
So is this an Elton John reference? Is this a Beastie Boys reference? Kind of where'd you come up with the Jets?
So my Monica now, who's helped me out, she said Benny and the Jets was like a cool name, and I'm like, you know what that is? Elton John, yeah, I love that song. Like I said, I'm a Giants fan, so like, I know I don't really like the Jets too much, but I think Benny and the Jets is just fire. So like, it's the perfect fan base name. Um,
Ironic.
yeah, it really is. But nah, the inspiration didn't really come from either one of those. It just, yeah, Monica was like, yo, I think this is a fire name, so I was like, yo, let's run with that. I really do like that.
In terms of your sound, like who are you inspired by?
I'm definitely inspired by Drake. I'm inspired by Cal Scrooby. I don't know if you know who that is. Um, he's from Ohio. Uh, G-Eazy, um, Mac Miller, definitely some Harlow in there for sure. Um, yeah, man, Cameron, love Cam. He was a big inspiration, man.
When you listen to these artists, what is it about them that inspires you, or that kind of makes you attracted to that sound?
They're all amazing, right? On a mainstream level, but I don't listen to those. Like I play them when it's time to play those, but like if you find like track 15 on a G-Eazy album, it's like he's talking and he's talking about that real stuff as far as coming up. And there's a song for it's called For This. Um, just an amazing song as far as the journey. He's got a song called Just Believe, and it's like those are just like songs that like, they made me cry, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Jack. Like, I feel like Jack Harlow has kind of like developed a reputation um of being like someone that just like puts out hits like What's Poppin' and Tyler Harrow, and he's got like the girls in a chokehold with all those songs and stuff. But like if you listen to Jack's album cuts, he's really rapping, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's like insanely talented. And the same thing with Drake. I feel like Drake's pen is really underrated.
What are you doing to try and break through the mold of all these different artists also putting out music?
I haven't really hopped on like too many trends. I don't, for me, like as an artist, I don't really like doing that.
Yeah.
I can't tell if that's gonna hurt me or help me in the long run, but I'd rather be the one that creates the trend, or just even just makes good music in general.
You haven't released an album in a couple years. It's been a little bit. Should we be expecting something with all this releasing in 2025?
I feel like, albums are great and everything, but for where I'm at right now is like it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of money. Um, I love albums. I love a story behind it. I have three in the tuck. So it's like I feel like, we're trying to figure out whether I want to do singles and or like little small packs or a full-blown album.
What else can fans expect in the near future when it comes to Young Benny?
A lot of collabs. Um, I think that I'm doing, and I'm not talking just like artists. I'm trying to collab with more platforms. Stuff like Hunter G. I just did the After Hours show
Oh,
on in New York.
yeah.
Um, So just stuff like that, man, to get more of a reach. I think I did a couple of other platforms recently too. It was like Thank God We Won was one of them. Just collabing as much as I can, man, because now like in the day and age we're in, you even see like big time artists just like collabing with streamers. They're getting in the room with Kai Cenat, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
previewing new music. Like it's like, yo, if all these guys are doing it, man, there's a method to this. So like, you got to just take advantage of what's available. And the internet is the fastest way to reach everybody at this point.
If you had one thing to say to the world, what would it be?
Live in the moment. It's the only thing that exists.